Hi everyone. uh, Hi everyone. It's me, Sailor Jupiter, Lita here. And today, some folks might always wonder why every film now starts out with the lights being off? Because it don't get bright until halfway done doing my film. Like I could put it on still now. I could get up and shift the lights off, but it would still be kind of dark in the room. So anyway, so today I'm going to talk about, something that, you know, that I do think needs to be talked about. Alright. Uh, and I talked about this many times, but hey, it's my YouTube fairway, so I think I have the right to talk about it. Alright. So you know how you know how the haters and other folks out there always like to scathe folks for not cleaning or shifting or doing anything in their films like lighting or cutting out and cutting out breaks of the film, putting in new halves of the film, and putting a beginning, middle, and end sheet to their film, and putting in songs and whatever. Well, what those haters or whoever don't know is that you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And let's just be honest, the tools that I ever worked with, they were never good. All right. So today we're going to talk about why I don't work the VLC player. So today everyone has a VLC player. Some do, some don't. I'm guessing a lot of folks do. Well, we only worked the VLC player for playing disses. That's what it only seems to be good at least our offshoot of it. So, and some folks might say, oh, the VLC player is a strong one. You can have your thought and belief and say every one of them out there is a strong one, but it's only good at playing disses. That's the only thing we work it for. Yeah, if we had a lot of time in our hands and we were that bold or fearless, we could fuck around with every setting that VLC has, to get it to take on a film and all that stuff. Only I think at the end of the day it'd be the same thing. Oh, gonna make your film brighter, make it darker. We might could end put some beginning, middle, and end sheets to your films, but I think you would be asking way too much of VLC to cut things out and put things in, or to bring the two halves of the film back together after you made your cut. So I know I'd be asking way too much out of it to do that. And why we and yeah. So that's why we don't do the VLC player, because I think at the end of the day it probably had the same hang-ups all the other ones did. Yeah, and I'm sure it would take a long time to fillet anything you did to your films too. You know, and it wouldn't be anything outstanding like I said. You know, everyone likes to say likes to say that there's one out there that can do everything or would be smooth to work with. Well, I believe it would be hard to work with. I can only get it to play films. You'd probably be way asking way too much of it to do anything else beyond that. You know. So yeah, at the end of the day, that's why I don't do anything with VLC, because you'd be asking too much of it to do anything out beyond that. It's like every other film shifting tool out there has a cool name, it has all these cool settings, but at the end of the day, they're not really that outstanding, you know. And my film, if I'm going to do anything with the lighting, I'm going to shift the light on or shift the light off. I don't have to have a film shifting tool to do that. No, I don't need to put any songs in my films, because even if I did, we all know ownership law, so that's not going to work. And as far as putting a beginning, middle, and end sheet to my film, yeah, well, I could always put an end sheet to my film with the YouTube one, and that's the only thing it seems to be good at. So at the end of the day, and if cutting things out, well, I don't cut things out because I think my films are lifelike the way they are, because all the things that you hear happen in true life. And I think once again you'd be asking way too much of VLC to cut something out and put something in. They probably seek some way to besmirch your film at the end of the day. So that's why I keep away from the VLC one. And I only work it to do when I play disses on it. That's it. That's the only thing I know that it's actually good, truly good at. So anyway, that's my thought. Let me know if you ever got VLC to do anything beyond playing film disses. If you're one of those lucky ones and you got it to do everything else, then good for you, but that's never going to be me. So if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Or what's the last one we made over here? I'm Sailor Jupiter, Lita, and I hope you like this film. Bye.